Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have my list of my top 10 favorite albums of 2017. So I know I'm a little late to be doing this list, but I wanted to do it for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been sick and busy and stuff like that. But now I finally have the opportunity to record the video. So yeah, this is gonna be a really fun video to make. I loved all these albums that I have on this list. So yeah. But anyways, I have a few honorable mentions, which are Creator with Gods of Violence, Incantation with Profane Nexus, Exhumed with Death Revenge, Goat Horror with Vengeful Ascension, Ascension, and Satyricon with Deep Calleth Upon Deep. So yeah. So anyways, on to the actual list. Number 10 is The Black Dahlia Murder with Nightbringers. This was a really great album, very similar to the Nocturnal era, I believe, of Black Dahlia Murder. They're a really great band. I know they get a lot of hate, but I don't care. I find them to be pretty enjoyable. They're like basically melodic death metal with touches of like deathcore and stuff like that, which I don't mind. Just really fun, catchy songs. They're melodic, but still kind of heavy sounding. I really like the vocals. I really like his I forgot the name of the guy, but I really like his like transitions between like those more high pitched kind of vocals and the more like guttural styles, guttural style of vocals. Just really good album. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So yeah, number 10 is The Black Dahlia Murder with Nightbringers. Excuse me. Number 9 is Angernos with Nox et Hiems, or Hiems. I can't read my own writing. But this is an album I actually discovered recently from Mike Seatown's End of the Year list. And he said this album was a lot like De Mysteriis Non Satanas Era Mayhem, so that sounded right up my alley. And I checked it out, and it's definitely right up my alley. It's an awesome album. Basically, if you like De Mysteriis Non Satanas Era Mayhem, then you'll like this album. Really similar sounding guitar riffs, and similar sounding riffs, similar sounding vocals that, like, Attila did, very operatic sounding, very grandiose, I guess. Portuguese black metal, really good, not super raw production, so if you're still relatively new to black metal, this is an easy album to get into, I guess. But really great album to listen to. I was actually listening to it today because it was raining, and just the atmosphere for black metal today was like perfect, which is rare for freaking California weather. But yeah, I really like this album. So yeah, Angernos with Nox et Hiems, definitely check that out if you want some damn good fucking old school style black metal. So yeah. Number 8 is Iron Regan with Crossover Ministry. I had a hard time choosing between the new Iron Regan and the new Municipal Waste. In the end, I went with Iron Regan, though, because I like Iron Regan a bit more. Because I like my crossover thrash to have a little bit more punk in it. And Iron Regan definitely have that, so yeah. But Iron Regan basically doing what they do best. Really very 80s sounding crossover thrash. Reminds me a lot of like DRI and bands like that. Very catchy and fun songs to listen to if you're like hanging out with friends or if you want to get pumped up or something. Just a great album. Just them doing what they do best, which is just awesome crossover thrash. So yeah, Iron Regan with Crossover Ministry is number 8. Alright, number 7 is Morbid Angel with Kingdoms Disdained. First few times I listened to this album, I didn't really like it that much, but I gave it a few more listens, and it kind of grew on me with each listen. I didn't like the production style at first, especially the drum sound, but it kind of grew on me, and the drum sound is very pummeling and heavy, but in my opinion, I think that it's mixed a little bit too loud on this album. The guitar riffs are really good, although they are a bit hard to hear. Steve Tucker's vocals are pretty good, in my opinion. Not as good as David Vincent, but still awesome. This is definitely way the fuck better than the album, their previous album. Illa Divinum Insanus. I hated that album, and everyone hated that album. It was just a nightmare to listen to, and this is definitely just a return to form, I guess. Doesn't really sound explicitly like anything that they've done in the past, but it's still a return to form for like just standard death metal. So yeah, Morbid Angel with Kingdoms Disdained. Don't really have much else to say. Just really cool album. So yeah. Number 6 is Havoc with Confirmicide. I'm not too big into the whole new wave of thrash because a lot of the bands sound really samey and kind of generic to me, but I thought that this band just kicks ass, and there's a few other bands that I like from the new wave of thrash, but Havoc is definitely one of them, and this is just a great album, though. The The guitarists are very memorable, and the songwriting is really good. Very catchy songs. I really like the funk-inspired bass lines. I like those a lot. They remind me of like 90s Suicidal Tendencies, which I love. So yeah, the vocals are a lot like Sound of Perseverance, Ever of Death, which is great. So if you like Chuck's vocals on that album, you'll like this. Very political lyrics, especially on songs like FPC. But yeah, just awesome album. So yeah, number 6 is Havoc with Confirmicide. Number 5 is Obituary, self-titled. This was definitely a return to form from Obituary. Their last few albums weren't bad by any means, but this was way better in my opinion. It reminds me a lot of the older Obituary, especially like Cause of Death and The Incomplete. Not so much Slowly We Rock, 'cause it isn't as raw as those albums, but production-wise, I like this a lot better than the last few Obituary albums because those were very sterile and kind of overproduced sounding. But this album has a very old-school production style, which I like. Just, you know, really headbangable guitar riffs that are very memorable and catchy. And John Tari isn't as good as he used to be in my opinion because his vocals don't sound as disgusting as they used to be. He mostly does high-pitched stuff now, but I don't mind. His vocals are still pretty good on this album, and the drumming is pretty good. Just overall, a great album. So yeah, number 5 is Obituary, self-titled. Number 4 is Power Trip with Nightmare Logic. This album just really blew my mind because I remember seeing Power Trip back in like 2015, I think, opening for Lamb of God. And they kicked ass then, but this album just, like, was even better. This album has been getting so much fucking praise, and it totally deserves it. It's just a masterpiece of thrash metal, and definitely my favorite thrash metal album to come out in a long time. It's just awesome. Amazing, catchy, memorable guitar riffs that are very, just, like, pummeling, I guess, and memorable, that, you know, just like instant classic sounding guitar riffs. A lot of palm muted kind of riffs, just kick ass. So if you like thrash metal, you'll love this album basically. So yeah, I can't think of much else to say. So yeah, number 4 is Power Trip with Nightmare Logic. Number 3 is Wolves in the Throne Room with Thrice Woven. Honestly, like, a lot of people didn't like this album, and I don't really know why. It's not the same as like the more classic Wolves in the Throne Room kind of stuff, where it's like very post-black metal sounding. They added a lot of elements of more second wave black metal on this album, which I did not mind at all. I thought it was fucking awesome. Reminds me a lot of like Immortal, like Pure Holocaust era, but still very atmospheric. Just not as much like post-rock influences, I guess, but very atmospheric and epic sounding album. I especially like the first song. It's just amazing. Can't really think of many other ways to describe it. It's just very grandiose sounding and very epic. So yeah, number 3 is Wolves in the Throne Room with Thrice Woven. Number 2 is Undergang with Misanthropology. If you like Autopsy and Old Carcass and maybe even Scream Bloody Gore era death, you'll love this album. Because it's just kick-ass old school style death metal. I believe they're from Denmark. Just very memorable riffs. Really good rhythm section. Vocals remind me of like Rika Putrefaction era Carcass. Very guttural, disgusting sounding. Sounds like it's like straight out of the sewer. Just awesome death metal. Can't think of much else to say. So yeah, awesome Dark Descent release. So yeah, Undergang with Misanthropology is number 2. Number 1 is another death metal album, and in my opinion, this is the death metal album to listen to this year, and that's Dying Fetus with Wrong One to Fuck With. This was just a masterpiece of a fucking album. Basically a continuation of them doing the style that they did on their album Reign Supreme, which was a masterpiece. So there's nothing wrong with that at all, in my opinion, because they're still expanding upon it a little bit. Just very, very memorable songs. They combine brutal death and tech death and make it something extremely memorable and catchy and fun to headbang to, but brutal as fuck. Memorable songs, just awesome riffs, and really amazing guitar work. Brutal fucking drums, disgusting vocals, just a masterpiece of the album. Of an album, not the album. So yeah, number 1 is Dying Fetus with Wrong One to Fuck With. But that's it for this list. I hope you guys enjoyed. Can't think of much else to say. I hope you guys, I already said I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. I sound very out of it in this video because I don't feel good. But I wanted to make it. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, bye.